you need to sit your old wrinkly behind down and find some purpose.
Keep on doing what you're doing.
No,
keep on doing what you're doing.
You need to find some purpose for your life. Your wife ain't your purpose. Find something to do with yourself.
Welcome
to the J&O Show,
where we talk about
things that we were never told. I'm Jay.
And I'm O.
And now you know.
If you guys are new to our channel, please make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Make sure you turn on those post notifications so you can know when we upload, because you never want to miss an episode. Also, if you guys are new here, we love to hear from you. If you have ideas for show topics, go ahead and put them in the comment section and write hashtag next show, so that way we can easily filter through and give you more of what you want. All right. So today, we actually are going to be talking about what makes you a simp. Yes.
He needs some
And so we're going to talk about the urban definition. Or I guess we can give, I guess, the urban definition according to urbandictionary.com for simp. It's someone who does way too much for a person they like. That's one definition.
Oh, well. I don't know if we want to put that one. Nope, you want to skip that one? All right. Okay.
Okay, so it means a guy that is overly desperate for women, especially if she is bad. Especially if she's a bad person or expresses her disinterest in him, which he continues to obsess over, basically. So those are like
the basics,
the main definitions of what makes a guy a simp.
Now, all of this started one day because my wife came home and we chilled out, got the kids down and all of that other stuff. She was exhausted, and I could tell, and I gave her a massage. Now, It was the first time that I had given her a massage in a couple of months.
Yes.
Maybe 2-3 months, something like that.
It's been a while.
It's 2-3 months. So I gave her a full body massage. With a little lotion and stuff or whatever. She looked exhausted. And I was like, I just gave you a full body massage. Does that make me a simp? And I was like, we're going to do a show on that. You're just out of nowhere for no reason whatsoever. It wasn't even like she gave me a great response. But I was like, yes. And I just like, we're going to do a show on it. And the reason I wanted to do the show is because there's a lot happening. Yes. The manosphere is blowing up. A lot of guys.
What do you mean by manosphere?
The manosphere. Okay. The manosphere is the part of YouTube specifically I'm talking about. Okay. I don't know. It could be all inclusive of everybody from who has that perspective. Okay. But I'm speaking about the people on YouTube because that's what they call it. So I don't know if it's specific to YouTube. So, you know what? I'm gonna look it up. You can, well, I don't know if you want to cut it or not, but I'm going to look up Manosphere. The Manosphere is a collection of websites, blogs, and online forums promoting masculinity, strong opposition to feminism, and misogyny. Movements within the Manosphere include the men's rights movement, incels, which is involuntary celibates, men going their own way, pickup artists, and fathers' rights groups.
Okay.
The Manosphere overlaps with the far-right and alt-right communities. It has also been associated with online harassment as well as some mass shootings and other real-world acts of violence, and has been implicated in radicalizing men into committing violence against women. Okay, so.
What?
Now, here's the thing. That is an all-inclusive clumping of everything that would be considered Manosphere. So what happens is guys who express any of these sentiments get lumped into all of the sentiments.
Right.
So you could be a guy who promotes masculinity and you have a strong opposition to feminism. That doesn't necessarily mean you're misogynistic. Okay. It does not mean that you're a pickup artist and that you're okay with that. It doesn't mean that you're far right or alt right, and it doesn't mean that you're okay with online harassment or mass shootings or any type of violence or aggression towards women. Right? Just because you oppose feminism doesn't mean you're misogynistic. Just because you say it's okay for a guy to be masculine doesn't mean that you have a problem with women in general. Like, you know, if that makes any sense, or that you have anything against women whatsoever.
Right.
So what happens is a lot of these guys over in the Manosphere, they get
backlash.
Not even backlash, but they get lumped into this group, and then people start to treat them as if they agree with all of this
those
stuff.
Things. Well, that's typical.
Like, if you're a guy, if you're a men's right activist, that doesn't mean that you have something against women. Bruh. You're just like, yo, there's a need for men, which makes sense. Like, I don't see how someone can logically sit there while you're talking to them and you're going, well, we have a problem with men need to address mental health because we like far
outnumber the women when it comes to the suicide.
To the suicide rate. The suicide rate for men is way higher than women.
Yeah.
Like a lot. It's like really lopsided. So there's obviously something going on there. We need to have more access to therapy. It needs to be put out into society that, yo, y'all need to get therapy. Y'all need to figure this thing out.
True.
It makes sense because we're the majority of suicides by a lot too. It's not like it's 55 to 45%. Bruh. It's not that close. It's a lot. Or we're saying, oh, we need more centers for men to handle the abuse that they have in relationships. That doesn't mean that we need to shut down all of the women's shelters for abusive relationships. Right. That doesn't mean that we have to not pay attention to women who are abused. That just means, guess what? There are men who are abused too.
Right.
Here's the thing. When it comes to men being abused, they don't usually speak up, just like a lot of women who get raped don't speak up. And for men, I would say it's even deeper because men are shamed for speaking up. Like, how you gonna let a woman beat you up? What you mean she abusing you? You a grown man, bro. Walk away, get out, or hold her down. She's a woman. Like, that's the
mentality.
Whereas women, when they're raped, they're encouraged, no, you need to come forward and say something.
Right.
You need to come forward and say something. Now, if they don't, it's all of the emotional, mental, and the, spiritual turmoil that they're going through, but they're encouraged by society at large to come forward.
Right.
So that makes sense. So if I'm a men's rights activist and these are the things I'm talking about, how can you logically sit there and have a problem with that and then lump them in and be like, you're misogynistic? What? No! Common sense. So look, with everything going on with the Manosphere, and it's starting to blow up now, a lot of these things are coming out about how men really think about women, and men are just being like, yeah, I really am, it looks really important to me. Sorry. Sorry. Bruh. Sorry. Like they're actually saying, like, I'm sorry if you feel offended that looks are so important to me.
But
but it is what it is.
I don't feel like that was something that was unknown or hidden. I think it's known that men are visual creatures. No, it is. But the thing is that men are saying, I'm a visual creature, and guess what? If I'm going to date you, that is one of the parameters by which I judge whether or not I'm going to date you or not. Right? Right.
And then you say, and I don't really care if you like it or not. For a guy to say that now, there was a time where you would be like, if you said that out loud, they would come for you. It doesn't matter that they already knew it, but the fact that you said, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. Like that.
So just the fact that they're being vocal about it.
Yeah, the fact that they're being vocal about it and standing on it and being like, yo, that's what it is. I don't know what to tell you. and it's just one of those things, like the realization that me going out and getting my degree and being a boss is not attractive to you. And we're like, nope, it's not. At all. Like, got it! Sorry. It's more important for me that you look good and that you are feminine, and you make me feel like you nurse my boo-boos and stuff like that. Like, that is actually more important to me. Why? Because I'm out here fighting the world and I need to feel like somebody's in my corner. That is more important than having somebody who's willing to go out there and fight the workforce for me. I'd rather, like, being able to speak that out, like, you get a lot of negative backlash from it. So with all of this happening, a lot of things are coming out now where a lot of the guys from the Manosphere will start to rag on other guys who say anything about doing anything for a woman outside of just providing for her. Oh, hell no!
Okay.
And even to an extent, providing for her. What? But that is like it gets murky, because when you do the providing thing, it's just like, well, she's your wife and you sort of kind of supposed to. But if you're providing for some girl that's just your girlfriend, you look crazy.
Okay.
You know, that's the prevailing mentality. So I was sitting there, I'm giving her a massage, we chilling afterwards. We were just relaxing, talking, and I was just like, Granddad, am I a simp because I just gave you that massage, babe?
What?
And there's like, there are a whole bunch of guys who would come out like on some of these blogs and platforms and be like, yes, you are a simp.
Bruh.
I don't believe that you knelt to that woman. You were in servitude. And it's just like, look, the reason I'm putting,
got to be so extreme.
the reason I'm putting this out there, because there are people way over here on one side who going too far, and there's people way over here on this side who going too far. And I want people to start looking at these massive extremes that we have going on today, and realize like they both going too far. It ain't like you don't have to be on either side. You can sort of look at them and just be like, so what the hell wrong with y'all?
Bruh.
What's wrong with you? Like, because it really is like crazy like that. And then what I've seen, not just with them, but even when you're talking to women and people who have all of these very particular idiosyncrasies, these things where they're like really stuck and fixated on certain things, and they don't want to admit that there is some past trauma that has put you in a particular situation.
Like what? Give me an example.
So if you're talking about a guy who is a what was the word they used?
Misogynist?
No, a pickup artist. You're talking about a guy who's like a pickup artist, right? And they're online telling you all of the techniques to pick up women, and so you can sleep with them, but they're not trying to get women. They just trying to sleep with as many women as possible. And women ain't ished, and women ain't nothing. And they're doing that. And they don't want to admit that the reason that they're in that space is because they were a really nice guy. They were dating and the woman cheated on them. Or they were dating and the woman just left them. Not necessarily cheated on them, but didn't appreciate all of this effort that I put into our relationship.
Right.
She just wasn't feeling you no more for no reason other than it just don't feel right.
Right.
Or, or you're a pickup artist because your mama, abandoned you and you were raised by your dad. And they don't want to accept that all of these things add into the thing. And it's the same thing on the women's side. It is the same thing. I hate men. I can't stand men. Men ain't ish. And it's really because your dad left your mama and left you alone. Or I can't stand men because you were cheated on. It's the same on both sides. Guess what? We can't sit here and act like the trauma that we go through doesn't affect how we feel about each other.
Bruh.
Whether it's a male-female thing, whether it's your bosses. It could be like every time you get a boss, you got a problem with them because somebody did you wrong many, many years ago. Or it could be family members. It could be anybody in any situation. We need to stop acting like this trauma is not affecting how we feel about people in general.
Right.
So we did all of that just to say, please don't get into the trap, my married people and my people who want to be married.
Right.
To try to be so overly anything, too much of a boss of a woman or too much of a focused man, that you don't understand that in marriage there has to be compromise, and yes, you actually have to show that you care about each other.
Right.
Boy, if you don't...
Now that's translating different. Some of y'all couples as a couple ain't gonna care nothing about no massage.
Right.
You're like, look, I go to professionals for that. I don't need you to give me your broke down halfway massage. I go to somebody who know what the heck they doing, so that they can get these knots up out my back. Because you can't get that knot that's right there. You can't get that. I want somebody who can get that. So you don't need to put your old scraggly hands, and you might be a man that has some rough hands. She's like, you scratching me. Get your hands up off me. So that might not be your thing, but please don't get caught up in all of this mess. If you're already married, please concentrate on your marriage.
Right.
And don't let all of these people who are not married or don't want to be married mess up your marriage.
Right.
You have to show each other that you care and figure out your partner's love language.
Right.
You might have to, guys. You might have to. Now, and it ain't got to be every week.
Bruh.
Some of y'all out there be making us look bad, and you're going too far.
Really?
Okay, some of you, no. Some of y'all be going out there every week, and you sitting up there, you buying your wife and your girlfriend
Listen,
all of this stuff,
don't be
and you
hating
got
on
the
them.
rest
Don't
of
be
us
hating on
sitting
them.
up here looking good and terrible. you need to sit your old wrinkly behind down and
keep
find
on
some
doing
purpose.
What you're doing.
No,
keep on doing what you're doing.
You need to find some purpose for your life. Your wife ain't your purpose. Find something to do with yourself.
He hating.
Anyway.
He hating.
But no, for real, honestly, I'm not saying that it has to be all the time, but you guys have to show affection towards each other.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Whatever your thing is, you have to spend time with each other. If you don't, you're gonna look up one day and realize you don't know each other, and then you're gonna be a part of that other 50% that ain't making it.
Right, and you don't understand how you got there.
Yes, so that's the reason why why we did all of this.
Right.
It's not because I really thought I was a simp. It just started making my mind think, and because I'm listening to a lot of these guys, because this is something that's very new to me. I definitely grew up in what would be considered a blue pill environment. So seeing the other side was like, oh snap, there's people out here saying that. Yo, you heard what he said? I'd be like, babe. I'll be like, yo, babe. You saw what he said?
Bruh.
Yeah.
Be like,
oh. And she be like, so what you think? Like, what you trying to say? And I'll be like, no, I think he tripping. And then I'll be like, but down this one, he had a point though. Like, you gotta admit, he had a point. And we'll sit there, we literally sit there, we'll go through the most red pill content, and we'll sit up there and be like, but that was like, she would be like, he's right about that though. Like, if you think about it, that makes perfect sense. And then there'll be something else she said, and she'd be like,
What? Bro, what are you talking about?
We were going good,
yeah,
and then you messed it up.
They
just went left on me. Just
too far.
Went left.
Too far.
So anyway, look, love each other, care about each other. Don't be ashamed to show that you love each other.
Right.
And figure out your love languages. Figure out how you click. Please do all of that before you have kids, because it's gonna come in handy after you have kids. If you already got kids and you're already watching the video and you're like, dang, we messed up, just sit down and have a conversation. So y'all can figure out how to work it out when the kids is busy or asleep.
Right.
So so look, I think that was it.
Yeah.
This was the Jermaine Show.
Yeah.
Featuring O. It wasn't the J&O Show. It was the Jermaine Show. The J Show. Ooh, the J Show featuring O. I see how I did that. I brought that together. I brought it together. I did. Well, I got this one episode, so I'm sorry. But anyway, yeah, I just had to put that out there.
Yes. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed J Show.
Yeah.
Featuring O.
Yeah.
Be sure you guys come back here next week, and be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications and let us know your thoughts.
Indeed.
But that's gonna wrap it up for today, and we will see you guys back here next week.
Peace.